everyone, welcome to another outdoor intrigue adventure. We're in the sunny Cairngorms this weekend and we're heading out on a route with 9 Munros. So we've parked up just off the old military road outside of Glenshee. Not too busy actually because we've arrived really late. It's already 1:30. We had sort of a pretty relaxed morning heading over, and it takes a few hours from where we live on the west coast of the Highlands. So we parked up, we've just pulled out this way, and then we're heading up to our first summit. I can't remember the names, but we can put them all on screen because I can't remember the names of these 9, but we'll put them up for you. We're going to hit up quite a few today, see if we can get quite a good way round. It's a loop that will bring us all the way back down to the car, and then we're going to wild camp out tonight. Nothing like a good wild camp. The weather is looking amazing. It's about 19 degrees at the moment. There's no rain forecast, almost 0% chance of rain. Unbelievable. So we're hoping we're going to have a beautiful, beautiful trip, get a lovely wild camp with hopefully some nice sunset. Yeah, it's looking good, and we're dead up for it as well. So come along with us, and hopefully we can all enjoy a wonderful time in the Cairngorms.
Got my fun scratching in.
Rocking some Injingies today.
New Injingies, new Lululemon. They're actually running like fast and free. I've got so many pockets and it makes me so happy. I've got a pocket here, and a pocket over here, got a pocket there, and there, and I think there's one round the back. So many pockets.
First Munro done, just behind us. Creag Leacach. I'm massacring it. I'll have to listen to it on Walk Highlands and then I can tell you how to pronounce it because I'm not doing it right. But yeah, that's the first one, so we had a decent pull up. It's pretty steep pulling up actually. And it's hot, so it was sweaty work. But yeah, not difficult, anything apart from exertion. We just dropped just off of the summit behind us because it's busy. There's still people out on the hills at the moment. And yeah, we just stopped here and had our lunch. And I had some Oreos and a sip of water. And there's quite a lot of bugs around. It's probably very still.
Buggiest Munro that we've had. So
yeah.
far.
Well, there's normally a breeze generally once you get higher up, but today it's really still. I'm hoping this evening we get a nice breeze. We'll have to try and pitch somewhere where we're a little bit exposed, because it'd be nice to be able to sit out. if it's not the weather, it's the midge. Summer, not my favourite season.
My least favourite of all the seasons.
Yeah, but yeah, we're gonna head on to the next one. We've got 1 down, 8 to go. So we're gonna get our skates on now. Really, cover a bit of distance. Eat some snacks along the way. Maybe some Kendal mint cake. Rocket fuel! But yeah, that's the plan at the minute, really. I reckon the hills will start clearing out a little bit as well as we get away from this main track. Because a lot of people come out and just do a couple. And also it's now 3 o'clock, so it's going to start clearing out. And then you get that lovely thing where you've just got it all to yourself, which is brilliant.
walk us through this masterpiece.
This is a tasty and delicious pita pocket filled with homemade falafel and a salad.
Cucumber and tomato salad with lemon
melts,
dressing.
just dreamy. Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
Pomegranate seeds.
Pomegranate seeds and
harissa fake yogurt, vegan yogurt.
Vegan yogurt with harissa swirled in, and then also popped. So you got finely sliced garlic with fried chickpeas together, all in there. Absolutely delicious. What a lunch.
Let's watch this first bite. That face looks happy.
What's your advice for today?
Put smidge on, put sun cream on, pack light, and put a fun scrunchie in.
Excellent. Good work, everyone. You've heard the news.
Summit number 2.
7 more to go.
2 down, 7 to go.
What's this one called?
Glas Maol Mountain.
Nice.
Glas Maol.
1,060 something meters.
Is it? Wow.
Doesn't feel it, does it?
No, not at all. But still, I'll take it.
Onwards.
Alright. We spied mountain hare.
It's flattened down now. There it goes.
There he is. That little lump.
What's those guys doing?
Go on, run, little one. Show us how fast you are. Or don't. Just chill.
Cairn of Claise, I think. Cairn of Claise. 1,064 meters. Munro number 3. Done. In the bag. In that bag on your
33.
back.
We're at 33. 33 Munros.
Yeah.
Huh. Number 3 of the day. 33 all round. Good news.
30 in the last 8 weeks, I think.
Yeah, it's not bad going.
Yeah.
For little weekend jaunt.
For full-time work and weekend adventures.
Weekend adventures. Yeah, so we'll have a little snack and then figure out what way the next 6 are.
That looks incredible in there. It almost looks like sort of gold flecks, doesn't it? Where it's so brown in that. It's so sheer and steep over this way, isn't it? It's really incredible. So you don't feel, you feel like you're on rolling hills, and then you see some bits like that, and it's quite impressive. Empty though. It's lovely, isn't it? I mean, for wild camping pitches, it's silly.
Spoiled for choice.
Yeah, it's just like the amount of flat ground.
It's going to be the water scenario, because there's a lot of flat places, but well, there's puddles. There's like, you can see a big puddle down there. So if you bring a water filter, you're all right. But we did not do.
Yeah, I decided not to today. There are rivers here. We'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll find something.
It's just the amount of flat ground. Like oftentimes on the west coast, if you're summit camping, you know, you're looking around for a little flat spot. Depends on the Munro, but here, take your pick. Big empty spaces. Beautiful.
I love that view of Ben Moore and Scotland.
Yeah, it's actually incredible, isn't it?
It's phenomenal.
If ever there's a Munro not to write home about,
It is this one.
Tom
Buidhe.
Buidhe, I think. I don't think it's even Buidhe, I don't think it's a BH, I think it's actually a BU. I think it is Tom Buidhe. Beautiful out here on the Cairngorm Plateau. So much space. So empty. It's absolutely lovely, isn't it? Having so much space. Look everywhere you look. I mean, you can't really see many human creatures. I don't think you can see any.
Now that you've come away from that
military road and the...
Yeah. You can't hear the motorbikes anymore, which is lovely.
Yeah, we're really away from it now.
Yeah. It's so
flat up here. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Like Dartmoor high up.
Yeah. Took a little detour. We came off of Munro number 3. And started coming down this way. We are going over there, but we started we're following a really nice track.
Yeah, wasn't paying attention.
Nice track, and ended up going that way, so I had to cut across this.
Yeah, that was my fault. I wasn't looking, and probably cost us about 15 minutes.
It's not so bad.
But yeah,
course corrected.
We're going to drop off of this one, and hopefully there should be a stream running down through here. Hopefully we can get some water down there because we're out of water and I'm thirsty.
Yeah, could do with a drink and some ibuprofen to get rid of the swelling in my knees. Okay, on to number 4. 5.
5. This is 4, right?
This is 4. On to 5.
This is 4. So we're on the summit of Tolmount, which is Munro number 5 for the day so far. We were just saying that not all Munros are made equal though. Here in the Glen Shee area, you know, it's beautiful, and obviously you're out on this gorgeous plateau, so much space and everything, but it's definitely not sort of the impressive kind of spiky, rocky mountains you get on the west coast. And being able to do these 5 so far, and we've only just hit about 1,000 meters of ascent for the day, so it's pretty strange. But it's good, and it still tires you out. Obviously we've got a little bit of weight on with wild camping kit, both carrying wet weight, so including water and food, about 7 kilograms. My dry weight is about 6, I think, and we're not carrying much food and water really. We've eaten a lot of it already. Dehydrated meals for later, obviously. And there's water around, we just topped up a little bit. But yeah, it's lovely that the breeze has picked up nicely again, which is so nice. It cools it off, and the light's gorgeous. The plan at the moment, we have to kind of head back on ourselves now for this part of the route, is hit the next Munro. So we're 20 past 6 because we only set off really late today. We only arrived and parked the car. What time did we set off about?
We got here about 1, I think.
Yeah, 1ish.
It was like a 4-hour drive because there was a landslip on the rest of the Thankful.
Yeah, coming out of our way.
Like a big detour, so it took us about 4 hours to get here.
Yeah. So yeah, if you heard Meg's behind the camera, it sometimes doesn't work so well with that mic. But yeah, there was a landslip on the Rest and Be Thankful, which is a mountain pass coming out towards Arica, so we had to take a detour because we live out that way. So yeah, we're going to get in number 6, and then we've got 3 more after that. We need to find a wild camping spot, and then obviously we'll do the last bit out in the morning. So we'll probably get up relatively early tomorrow morning, see how we feel, and yeah, make coffee and porridge, and then head out and do whatever the remaining 1, 2, 3 max are, and then yeah, head home after that, eat pizza, have a bit of whiskey, all the good things.
Have a good long nap.
Yeah, definitely.
Shower.
I just patched up a couple of blisters on Maggie's feet. So these relatively new hokers are giving her some trouble.
Yeah, I really want to like these. I love my new Intriges, don't you like the colour? I really want to like these Sky Kaha Gore-Tex ones, but the inside step at the back heel, it's in a really bizarre place, is rubbing and giving me some crazy blisters. So I'm going to try swapping out the insoles for something a little less squishy, see if that helps with the roll. And we'll report back and see if that helps with the blisters. If not, does anybody want a pair of broken in Hoka size 7.5?
Beautiful colours this evening. We're getting the layers happening over this way. as sunset sort of gradually approaches back towards Creag Leacach. It's incredible. You just got mountain range and subsequent mountain range behind it, so you get that beautiful layering effect. It's just stunning.
So yeah, you've
then
got
we'll stop binning the lawyer's range.
Ben Moore's stop binning, lawyer's range. I don't know.
Munro number 6 for today is just up here. Can't remember the name, I'd have to have a look. But the thinking at the moment is to pitch up and camp up on this one. We'd be happy to keep going further, but the problem is we're running out of space in which to wild camp, because the next 3 Munros you have to drop back down to the old military road, come up the other side, and then you're right behind, pretty much on top of at first, the Glen Shee ski centre, which is not a very nice place to wild camp comparatively to big open space. So I'd rather pitch up here and then get up early in the morning and go and complete the other 3, as opposed to doing like 1 or 2 more and then doing 1 in the morning. It just doesn't make any sense. I'd rather have a really nice camp spot away from things. Yeah, so that's the plan. It's lovely and cool now, isn't it?
Yeah, get a move on so that
yeah,
I don't get too cold.
Go pitch up.
Pick up a pole.
Right, onwards, we'll show you the camp shortly.
Ooh. There he goes. The OG mountain goat.
Fresh mountain water. It's flowing beautifully down there, that stream. It's gorgeous. Very beautiful down through here. Filled up the old trusty 1.5 litre ever new water bag. And I've got the 2 smart water bottles. I think they're actually art water bottles. Very similar. 600 mils each. So we've got 2 point. Yeah, art life water. So we've got 2.7 litres, which will do us nicely for dehydrated meals and a bit to drink, coffee in the morning. Should be fine. So yeah, that's water I've got here. I didn't bring a water filter. I'm happy out here, up where we are, on 900 metre plus summits, flying straight out of the tops.
Can bottle this shit and sell it.
I'll report back if I
if we end up with dysentery, we'll let you know.
Yeah. If I have a bad night. Yeah.
Okay.
So now we're just pulling up, find a little camp spot.
Into the sun. Munro number 6. Done for the day. Has already been up here, my shadow, and we are going to pitch just off of all of this rocky stuff down there. Benny's is setting up the tent. I've been a slow little limpet, unfortunately, with my knees. If anybody's got any recommendations for knee pain whilst hiking, I will try anything at this point. But yeah, all good. Looking forward to some dinner snacks and just chilling out and enjoying the view. So this is home for the night. Benny's has been diligently putting up the tent whilst I've been limping off of Summit 6. It's a pretty beautiful view. Yeah, it's lovely.
The little light pegs I use for these little side bits because they're not really
They're your little shepherd
integral
hooks.
structurally. There's a rock here as well.
So annoying. Bloody mountains, so inconsiderate with their
Yeah.
rockiness.
Putting rocks all over the place.
God damn it.
I'm gonna put my pegs. Well, we pitched up the tent. Summit 6 is just up above us. We're at 1,010 metres here. So nice and high up. And yeah, we went up to the summit. Well, I went up to the summit and then Maggie's went up while I was putting the tent up. So yeah, tent's up, pads are up, quilts are puffed up, everything's unpacked, everything's basically ready for the night. Picked up some water down at the stream, which is great. So yeah, we're gonna next rehydrate some dehydrated meals. So we've got the gas, got the little Soto Windmaster, my favourite stove, a lot of people's favourite stove because it's a very good stove. Works really well even in windy conditions. It's just a brilliant stove. The piezo igniter on it is like most piezo igniters, really crap. So you just use a little mini bic.
It worked really well to start with, and then
They always do. I've had them
died.
on other stoves like MSRs and stuff, and they never seem to last. But anyway, so yeah, we're gonna boil up some water on that. Little trusty little old pot, my little titanium pot, and then rehydrate. What have we got? We've got some ones from Base Camp Foods. Dal rice with spinach by Firepot. And oh, this was good last week.
Oh my God,
no,
I
the week
love
before.
this. Yeah.
Fruity Dream. It's just like dehydrated fruit. You can eat it dry, or you can rehydrate it, or you can put it in your porridge. But it was really good just eating it dry,
was a
actually.
dream. Yeah, I really enjoyed
And then
it.
we've got a real Tolmount one, all red Thai curry. This was really good as well.
That was really good.
A vegan one as well. Super tasty, lovely. And chocolate. And some sweets as well, some vegan sweets,
Yeah. I might save those for tomorrow.
which are pretty tasty.
Thanks.
So yeah, we're pretty good to go for the night, really. Everything's comfy. I got my little homemade pillow. It's only partially homemade. It's a Western Mountaineering cloud rest pillow, which is filled with down, really high fill power down. And I basically cut it open, took out some down to make it a little bit lighter, and then I attached clips onto it and a little bit of elastic so you can keep it in place around your mat, or if you and it doubles up, so when you use it in a hammock you can clip that onto the ridge line and it doesn't slide out, which is pretty cool. And this is the Katabatic Palisade quilt, which is a pretty incredible quilt. And Meg's has got the Cedar Ridge Outdoors 10 degree. Both of them are in size.
0, isn't it?
Hmm?
No, 10.
Oh, is it? No, you're
Zero.
right. It is a 0 degree. Yeah, 0 degree Fahrenheit. It's
Fahrenheit.
really,
It's like minus 17 or something
Yeah.
Celsius.
but it only weighs 674 grams. Your one, I think. I think the Palisade's 540 grams for the quilt. So they're very light. There's the thing about quilts. Obviously, you save. We do get questions about gear and stuff. So it's probably worth telling people. Quilts are a great option. I should really do a video on it. I probably will do a video on it just to kind of show you some of the benefits and what's out there, because I've used a lot of different quilts at this point and what you need to look for, really. But yeah, they're a great way to save weight over a sleeping bag. They might not be for everyone, so obviously do what's right for you, but they're a lot lighter and you don't lose weight on what you're compressing underneath you anyway. So if you're using a reasonably warm mat, I've got a Thermarest X Lite here. Maggie's on a Thermarest X Therm, so like the warmest mat you can get. So you're getting enough insulation from the bottom anyway. And then the key is to just make sure that when it's colder, you seal the quilt down nicely so you don't get a lot of draft. But yeah, we can do a separate video on that. And what else? I used my CDT, ULA CDT pack, which is a completely frameless pack. I've got it really pared back as well, so it only weighs about 600 grams. You just have to be aware when you're packing it to get the weight nice and even and nothing sticking in your back. Obviously with frameless packs where you've got no padding, it's always important when you're packing it. I made that mistake when I first set off. I was like, oh, damn it, there's something like a power brick or something poking me. But yeah, easily fixed. Helps if you use one of the little lightweight tripods. You get these. You can get them on Amazon for a couple of quid, I think. I think this is an old Jetboil one. Gives you gas canister, and it fits with both 100 gram and 250 gram gas canisters, and it just gives them that little bit more support. Some cool cloud happening up here on these summits. Some nice colours starting to hit the sky. Here's home for the night. 1,010 metres up in the Cairngorms. It's summertime, but it's already probably about 6 degrees right now, with just a little bit of a breeze. A nice breeze, keeps the bugs away. And you can see the layers in the distance. Those colours. I'm padding around in my Gore-Tex socks. Good little pitch spot, nice and flat. Couldn't be much better really. Very flat. Someone. Tucked in. Not expecting much wind tonight anyway, but yeah, pitched good. Had some dinner. Yeah. Gonna have some chocolate shortly and see what this sunset does as the colours kind of, wow. Some beautiful tones, right? Doesn't quite come out, but you've got the Creag Leacach mountains in the distance out here. Are you eating all the chocolate in there? Caught red-handed.
I'm not trying to hide it.
I think Megs is not coming out the tent again tonight. That's it. Just so beautiful. Absolutely love evenings like this. Cherish them. Because often on wild camps in the Highlands, you've either got weather that gets you straight in your tent, you get it up, struggle to get it up, and then you get straight in there and batten down the hatches. Or you've got, in summer especially, bloody midge everywhere, which also keeps you in your tent. So it's nice to have an evening where you can just chill out, tent doors open, take it easy. I mean, you do get times like this, obviously, but they always feel good when you have them. Just beautiful. peaceful in the Cairngorms tonight. I just wanted to say, I was reading an article recently that made me think about this, but the importance of inclusion in the outdoors. And like, we make videos and often we'll like reference gear, and like I think a lot of people who spend time doing this kind of stuff, you know, spend potentially lots of money on all sorts of fancy Gucci kind of gear, and you know, hundreds of pounds on this, backpacks, all sorts of different trainers and quilts, whatever, everything else. It's important to remember that like none of that is required for you to enjoy the outdoors. You know, the most important factor is just being willing and going and doing it. So don't ever think that if you don't have the ability to afford these things, you should be excluded, or, you know, feel any less, or like you maybe are less capable, or like it's going to be more of a challenge for you. To be honest, the most important thing, like I said, is just being willing, getting out there and doing it. And also just having a little bit of a can-do, hardy attitude, because sometimes, you know, you have to push through when you're out in the hills and the mountains, particularly when you get up high. But you know, the gear you have, use what you've got, and then, you know, as you get into it, if you enjoy it, you can choose to, you know, invest in more. I talk about all sorts of expensive gear because I've been doing this for 25 years maybe. I started wild camping when I was, a kid, younger than 10 even, and I'm 35 now. I don't have any kids. I work full time, so I have money that I can spend on these things. But that doesn't mean that if you don't have those things, you shouldn't go and do the same stuff. In fact, I'd encourage it. When I started out, I used to have like one of those basically, I remember with a particular wild camp trip when I was a kid, we took bin bags, cut the bottom end off and take them together to use them as bivvy sacks. And like, we used to have the little hexi burner stoves and just put on some baked beans and stuff. It's just about getting out and enjoying it. So I just wanted to say that because I know we always talk about gear, and I love gear, and I'm always referencing things, and you know, I'm really into it. It's my favourite hobby. It's what I spend a lot of time doing: running, hiking, camping in the hills. But inclusion is important, and if you're someone who's out in the hills, remember to be inclusive to other people. This is something that everyone can and should enjoy. It doesn't matter what you love in life. You should hopefully enjoy sharing